Rodgers to the Jets. What? Crazy. 60 mil for 1 year. Captain's log. Currently sitting in traffic down in DC. Captain's log. All right, folks. We back in the lab. We back in the studio. This is the Captain's Log podcast. Home for your sports, NFL and NBA, culture and perspective, and free thoughts and rants. I appreciate you guys tuning in today, man. Happy St. Patrick's Day to those who celebrate it. For some odd reason, I ended up wearing green to work today. So I guess I'm celebrating, and I don't drink though. So, but celebrate it if you celebrate it, man. So a couple of topics tonight, man. I'm gonna keep it quick because I'm running late. So number one, we're gonna be talking some NFL stuff on the sports side. Commanders updates. We're just gonna talk about the players that they picked up, ranked from high to low. What they bring to the table, and what the team still may need. On the NBA side, we'll do some Wizards talk, man. It'll be pretty cut and dry there on what I'm gonna speak on that. And then I have some a free thought slash perspective moment, which I'll get into that. And again, for those of you guys tuning in, I always want to thank you guys. Thank you to the community. Thank you guys for taking time to either watch or listen, whatever you're doing, whether you're listening to me or you're watching me, it's always appreciated. And if you feel like, the things that I talk about resonate with you, I'd appreciate a like, follow, subscribe, or share with somebody that you think may relate to, the things that I talk about. So I will. So let me just go ahead and just let me start the episode by saying this, to say that I was not going to record this week. I didn't watch any sports this week. Only sports I watched was motorsports. So I watched like F1, I watched VA Supercars, I watched Porsche Cup Series. I watched racing. I even watched some NASCAR. That's all I watched this week, and I don't cover that because that's a whole nother lane that y'all really don't want to get into it with me. I probably know just as much about the racing stuff as football and basketball, so I'm not gonna get into that. But I almost didn't record, man, and stupid stuff, man. This is kind of like a bad habit that I had when I was podcasting a while back. A real bad habit to where I would go the whole week and not really stand up on, the things that I needed to cover in order to, what I'm saying, come and record. I would be waiting to the day of and trying to put some stuff together. That's a real bad habit, y'all. If that's something that y'all doing, I recommend you stop. And I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks on how to avoid that. You know what I mean? So usually the way my format is, when the football season is in, I wouldn't record until either Monday night or Tuesday. As soon as I will record Tuesday, and then I will put it out right after that. But since football is over now, I'm gonna start recording Sundays. I'm gonna try to start recording Sundays because that's my day to kind of do whatever. But usually Monday has been when I've been recording. But life be life, and I'm married with 2 kids, so we're a busy family. So I tend not to be able to really get in there and do what I need to do. So I'm gonna try to push for Sunday. But Sunday I just wasted time, man. I sat here and I played the game. I played PlayStation for about 3-4 hours, and I played PlayStation for about 3-4 hours Saturday. And Monday, I took off. I had a doc appointment, but then they sent the kids home for a 2-hour delay because of this bad weather we just had go by. So instead of taking that little bit of time I had in the morning, I played the game, or I just sat watched TV. So really, really bullshitted that time away, man. And now I'm kind of like scrambling. Here it is, 9:00, on a Tuesday night. I'm recording an episode, and then I got to edit it, and then it's gonna come out today. So shame on me for that. But I'll do better next time. All right, I got a setup. I got some best practice stuff that I'm going to do that hopefully it's going to help me. So let me move this down so y'all can see my face a little bit. I noticed this mic a little close. Let me bring it down some. All right, that's better. Bear with me, y'all. I'm just making some adjustments. All I really don't like this chair setup, man. I want to change it. I feel like I'm either hunching back or I'm not comfortable. I'll figure it out. Anyway, so on to the NFL, man. Let me get my job. Hold on, where we at? Always got to hit the bell, man. So I'm only talking Commander stuff today, man. So I'm really just gonna go over some of the recent pickups we had over the last week and some change and how do I feel about it and what we still need. So I'm just gonna first by saying that Adam Peters is definitely setting the tone that we trying to make that house call next year. We try and go back to that. We trying to get back and deep in the playoffs. Maybe even make a house call to the Super Bowl. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We can always dream, but right now I think we are definitely addressing the defense per se. We picked up a few offensive players, but we really addressed that defense though, man. So I'm gonna go through. So I'm gonna start with low impact players, and then I'm gonna work my way up to what I consider to be probably the biggest pickup that we've had so far. So we picked up Jerome Ford, running back from the Browns. We got him in a trade. Probably got him for a late round pick. I considered him to just be a depth piece. I don't expect him to really do too much. You know what I mean? In offense, we got 4 running backs right now. So who knows if he even stays on the team? We may have picked him up and let him go. So I consider that to be a low pickup. Next, we got Van Jefferson, wide receiver, played for the Falcons and the Rams. We got him for the veteran deal, the cheap pickup. You know what I'm saying? Low risk. You know what I mean? He's more of an assurance player than impact. We still got Trey Burke. So we already got receivers, but I mean it's like if you can get him for the cheap and he will give you some production, why not? We re-signed De'Ami Brown, you know what I'm saying? So we re-signed him, we keeping him. He already in the system. I just think we just need to give him some more time to prove himself. Maybe we can just try to get him the ball a little more. And since we signed Laramie Tunsil, we gave him the bread. Maybe my man will continuing to do the good work. We picked somebody else up too. So definitely the goal is to keep my man keep JD5 protected, man, so he can do what he do because as we can see last year, he was running for his life per usual. As every quarterback that played for Washington, they be good that first year, then they run it for their life the second and third year, then they hurt, and then we on to the next. So we'll see how it goes. So now let's move to some mid-level pickups. All right. So we got Nick Cross, safety from the Colts. We signed him in the free agency, young, athletic. You know what I'm saying? He's still I consider that to be a mid-tier pickup and definitely feels the need for safety because the safety we getting torched. I mean, who was that? No, that's not Sanders still. Was that Jeremy Reeves? Whichever one of them back there, they're not doing bad, but we need some help, man. We need as much help we can get. So next, Tim Settle. Y'all remember him? Used to play for us. You know what I mean? Tim Settle coming back. He was with the Bills for a couple of years. We got him on a cheap deal, and he good. Or he'll be good to help stop the run. So I'm definitely glad we can get him. He can get the other guys some help, man. But the teams running all over us every game. I think every team we very seldomly stop the run, so I like that. Next mid-tier pickup, Amik Robinson, cornerback from they say the Raiders, but if I'm not mistaken, he came from Detroit. But I don't know. It's ChatGPT. So we signed him free agency. This is another mid-tier pickup. And this is a versatile defensive back, man. They show his highlights of when he was locking down Justin Jefferson. So that's huge. That's huge for us, man. So let's see how that go. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't sold on nobody yet. I got to see the gameplay, but I am excited though. Next person is I don't want to jack this man name up. It's Kalavon Chasen, edge rusher from the Jaguars. Signed. Got to prove it type of deal. That's what they're calling it. Another low risk, and he's an upside player. And we just betting on improvement for him. So he's still an up and coming player, man, still developing, and we hoping that he do something good. So now we can move to our strong additions. All right. Strong additions. Again, I may jack this name up, man. I apologize, but I fooled with you. We picked up the tight end from the Tennessee Titans, Chig Okonkwo. On, I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll figure it out next time. So we got him in a trade, and this is huge for the offense, man. Because even though Zach Ertz say he coming back, man, he's still an old guy. So we definitely gonna probably start rotating this dude in. And we still had Bates too, man. But I don't know why Bates just ain't. I just seem like he just better at blocking. You know what I'm saying? But Having a guy like this, a younger player, you know what I'm saying, pretty quick, good hands. This will be good for Jada when when he need to get rid of the ball, or the receivers is locked up. The tight end always gonna be there for you, man. The tight end is the quarterback's best friend, man. Next to the offensive lineman. And next we got Leo Chanel, linebacker from the Chiefs. We got him in a free agency. We gave him some money. You know what I'm saying? But he got championship pedigree, bring the toughness, and he fast. So this is a good pickup for us, man. Defense might be looking solid if they can all gel together, bro. Like, yeah, definitely. Probably the biggest move that we got is we picked up an edge rusher from the Ravens, Adafe Uwe. We signed him to a huge deal. I don't got the numbers, you know what I'm saying, right there. But this was our big pickup, man. So this is the type of person we expecting to get in there and get straight to it. We expecting him to be the difference maker. We expecting him to get in there and be like whoever the main guy is on defense. Your job might be took. You know what I'm saying? So I think overall, man, these picks are not random. They seem to be very strategic. I still don't think that they're done. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you still got Bobby Wagner. Are you going to keep him? This is my thing with Bobby Wagner, bro. Like, I think we can keep Bobby Wagner, but he just don't be the starter, right? I mean, what y'all think about that? Y'all think Bobby Wagner would be like, look, man, I want to stay on the team. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not gonna be the starter. You know what I'm saying? Man, look, 14, 15 years in the league, still had the most damn tackles on the team. I mean, if I'm him, I'm staying. I take less reps. I mean, that mean when he come in, he fresh. You know what I'm saying? So it don't outside of him maybe not being as quick, he's still getting tackles. So I would hope that we would keep him. I'm gonna go on the women say low key say it'd be insane if y'all cut him or you trade him somewhere else. So overall, I'm cool, but the balance is still not there, man. The offense still needs some attention, man. We still trying to figure out who our dedicated number two receiver is gonna be. And you got some receivers out there, you know what I'm saying? I know the big talk is Brandon Ayuk from San Francisco. And I think that'd be cool and all that, man. But I mean, he's also kind of been labeled, you know what I'm saying, a problem child player. And we don't really need that. We need low maintenance players. We need low maintenance players that's going to get to it. Stephon Diggs is he ain't play for nobody either. And again, you know what I'm saying? He got lawsuits and stuff going on right now that ain't been resolved. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider him to be a low maintenance player. If he didn't have that going on, and we was able to get him for, you know what I'm saying, cheap, I would say go ahead out there and get him. Why not? But I don't think that's going to be the case, man. And once these lawsuits be coming up about whatever it is, we ain't gonna get into that. But that shit usually take a while, so I would pass up on him. And it's still a couple of folks out there, but we need a dedicated number two receiver, man. Terry McLaurin is great, you know what I'm saying, but he ain't getting no younger, and he needs some help. So just the tight end is not gonna be enough. I'm willing to take the chance with Brandon Ayuk though. I'm willing to take it. I'm willing to say, you know what, man. If him and JD cool, man, maybe he can stay in his ear. They just keep him doing what he need to do. You know what I'm saying? And he can just get out there winning some games. But we need another receiver, and we need him now. So I will keep y'all up to date on that. You know what I'm saying? And with that said, we're gonna move on to basketball. Where my bell at? Okay. Among other things, I'm just gonna cover the Wizards today. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get on the state of basketball on how it just looked crazy, on how Adam Silver, is really considering, reducing the league to from 82 games to 60 or 70 games when these guys is already taking rest. And the All-Star weekend went from 3 days to a week, and we're not even gonna get into that. How these players just making all this money and just really giving us the most piss poor show ever. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna get into the fact that, I feel as though if you want to solve the problem with tanking and the load management and all of that, that you just switch the contracts to how they do the NFL to where, oh yeah, we give you 200 million, but you only got 120 or 100 guaranteed based on performance. I'm just saying, I keep saying this. If you want to solve the problem, if you want these guys to go back and play every night, you got to start digging in them pockets. But because, number one, they say that a lot of these players that's coming to the league is not from the bad neighborhoods. They not them players that they came from the hood or came out the mud or whatever that quote shit they be using to try to label, these players, man. That apparently they're saying that these players is coming, from silver spoon homes, and they ain't really tripping on all that BS. And they're just like, well, if I can get paid, I don't have to really put out as much. You know what I mean? Whatever. But I'm not getting into that. I'm just here to talk about the Washington Wizards Booger platoon. Um, I don't think I could watch no more games this season, man. Trae Young or not, I don't think I can watch no more Wizards games, man, because I'm just tired of the embarrassment, man. Because I get it that they're 16-50. You know what I'm saying? Like they're literally on the cusp of like a 15 game losing streak. And some of these games they losing by like 5 points. Some of these joints they losing by 25, 35 points. This is what Trae Young in there. All I see is little highlights and little Sports Center, ESPN highlights of Trae Young. They're still losing. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it's like, I mean, they just played Golden State and they shot like 51% and they still lost. Like Steph wasn't even playing. Like, how are y'all losing these games? So it's just like, I ain't saying that y'all losing on purpose, but like y'all being real strategic to make sure y'all can get that top pick, man. And I'm sorry, as a diehard Wizards and a diehard basketball fan, it's kind of hard for me to respect this whole like tanking or just losing on purpose or just playing for the draft pick shit. I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like you trade for Trae Young, you know what I'm saying? You trade for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis not playing, but you bring Trae Young in and he done had plenty of rest. He's supposed to came in and played after the All-Star weekend. He stayed out additional games and now he playing, but you got him on minutes restriction. So if he's not gonna play the full game, then don't play him. I mean, what are you trying to what are you trying to do? You just trying to see what he can do. We already know what he can do. But why put him on the floor at all if he only gonna play, if he gonna play 20 minutes a game? Explain to me. Like what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like if what the plan is, if the overall plan is to lose the games and try to get the top pick, don't put him in the game. Leave him out the game. Let the youngins keep going out there and let them quote develop, which means they're getting 30 put up on them every night. Don't waste their time. But this is horrible basketball, bro. And it's been identified. There's been several analysts. I mean, they just got 83 points put on them by Bam Adebayo by 1 point. That was an ugly little 83 points, but 83 is 83, and you should be embarrassed that y'all let somebody who Bam Adebayo is an all-star, all-star player. But you talking about somebody who probably give you, you know what I'm saying, 15, 20 points a night. This ain't even somebody who averaging 25, 30 a night. So this randomly just come out the blue and give you 83 points with 43 damn free throws. It's insane, bro. Like it's insane. It's really hard to. It's really really hard to look. I'm like, bro. At this point, you can put anybody out on the floor, dog. These niggas is not gonna fucking win, bro. So here we are. We probably about to end the season with the worst fucking record that we done ever had. We'll be lucky if we win 20 games. Again, we are. What did I say we were? We are 16-50. At this point, the only way we gonna win games is we playing teams who already going to the playoffs and they sitting all their starters. Them be the only games we win. So at that point, we might make it to 20 games. And who knows, man, we may fuck around and lose them games too. And it will make it. What was crazy is we're still not guaranteed this shit. We're still not guaranteed the number one pick. You still got the lottery. How many times the Wizards have had the worst record or top 3 worst record and still ended up with like the 6th or 7th pick? So it's like y'all really, really fucking gambling right now. And you can mess around. And I mean, who knows? We had the 2nd pick and we got Alex Sarr. He ain't doing shit. So you're really gambling right now. Now, I will say that the Alex Sarr, that draft was weak as hell. So I get it. I'll cut you a little slack on that. But man, look, we just want to see y'all hoop, dog. Like I get no joy in going out here and spending, $12 to sit courtside and yell at y'all. I get no joy in that, bro. I want to see the stadium packed. I want to see the people shouting. I want to see y'all winning games, man. Now, in a couple of years, I'm gonna give it. How long? How many more seasons am I gonna give the Wizards before they actually turn that corner? Because I think what's gonna happen with the Wizards is what's gonna happen with OKC. OKC was terrible for a minute. They had kept getting all these first round picks, and look at them now, flopping, unstoppable. So, I'm gonna give them two more. I'm gonna give them 2 to 3, maybe 3 more seasons, and then they're gonna be back in the mix. But yeah, I would say go ahead and sit Trey Young. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 4 or 5 games they decide to sit him out for the rest of the season. I would not be surprised, bro, if they mess around and say, "Well, you know what? We've seen enough. You can go ahead and sit out." And that's it. And at that point, they're gonna be putting the whole bench in there. But it's really disgusting basketball, man. I wish I just right before I got on here, I seen this clip. It was Richard Jefferson. He was going off on the NBA as a whole, pretty much saying that y'all was soft as hell. I really wish I would have caught that clip, man. But I'll have that for next week. But now I want to get to my last segment. Where my bell? Let me get a sip of water real quick, man. Let me slow it down. I know sometimes, man, I be talking a little fast, but you know when I'm into it, I'm into it. But let me know what y'all think, man. What y'all think about that sports segment, man? I felt pretty good about it. If you liked it, man, let me know. Send me a comment. Send me a comment. You can send messages if you listen on Spotify, or if you catching me on Buzzsprout, which is that's my RSS feed provider. You can send fan mail and messages on them. I would love to hear what you guys think, man. Just about basketball, football, shit, life. You know what I'm saying? All that. Now, this is my last segment, man. So this is when I can be honest with myself and I can be honest with y'all. I want to talk about what it takes to be in the media space. All right. What it takes to be in this space. All right. This is media space. All right. Not just this my basement studio. I'm talking about what it takes to be in front of a microphone, what it takes to be in front of a camera, you know what I'm saying? Lights, LED lights and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's nice, right? Yeah, I like that. It take a lot of work, bro. Especially if you know what I'm saying, man, woman, you already got a full-time job. You got a full-time job, you got a family, you know what I'm saying, you active, you know what I'm saying, you travel a lot. Whatever you do that require you not to be in the house that often, like this shit is hard, bro. Like for those who don't know the story of Captain's Law podcast, bro. Like it didn't used to be Captain's Law sports culture and perspective. It was just Captain's Law podcast, you know what I'm saying? And I did 100. How many episodes did I do? I did 100 and let's round it up. I did about 170 episodes, bro. I podcasted for 4.5 years straight, every weekend, no break. And when I say the level of mental exhaustion was through the roof, dog. Number one, I was doing it by myself. All right. Everything. I was doing audio, editing videos, making clips, searching for guests. You know what I'm saying? Was doing interviews here at my home studio. You know what I'm saying? Was going around the places. Man, I was doing a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like just had to learn about, microphones, audio interfacing, cameras, or just computers, video editing. Had to learn the SEOs of YouTube and Instagram, and had to go out here and spend time like commenting on other like-minded individual stuff, just anything to gain some traction, bro. Like I wanted to blow up so bad, bro. Like, and I don't get me wrong, I still stand by it. I think I'm really good at this. You know what I'm saying? Execution might be a little off sometimes, but I think I'm really, really good. I think I got a knack for it. I think if I'd have done this like 10, 15 years ago, I'd probably be doing it full time. But a lot of effort, dog. And it could take a lot out of you, man. Even then, so this is just one thing that I do. So I do this, I podcast, and I'm a photographer slash videographer. So we ain't even gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? So they go out, buy the camera, do the research, what camera I need to use, then take the camera, buy the lenses. These lenses are thousands of dollars. This lens that I'm on here right, I'm recording this on a Sony A7 IV. Right now, I'm using a 24-7 G Master Mark II lens with a black Pro Mist filter, and the camera 2,500, the lens 2,000. You know what I'm saying? The tripod that it's on 200. You know what I'm saying? The MacBook that I'm recording this shit on, MacBook M2 1,500. Lights, man, come on, bro. Spending money, right? Now you got to go out here. You got to learn. You got to learn the camera. You got to learn the triangle. You got to know what ISO is, shutter speed. You know what I'm saying? With f-stop is, you got to learn what that is. You got to figure out what you like to shoot. You know what I'm saying? You got to go out. You got to do free work. You know what I'm saying? You got to build a portfolio. You got to mingle with people. You got to really, really promote yourself if you want to get some gigs. You know what I'm saying? So you doing this. So now you doing podcasting and you doing camera work, and then you doing gigs for folks, bro. All of this shit will take a toll on you, bro. And the best advice I can give to y'all is preparation, dog. If you don't have a plan, it's not gonna work. Prime example. Again, I did everything I did Friday and Saturday. After Saturday, about 3 o'clock, I have nothing to do for the rest of the weekend. And here I am on Tuesday. I just put notes together when I was at work today on my lunch break to record. This shit was supposed to came out at midnight this morning on St. Patrick's Day. Here we are. It is now almost 9:30. And it's gonna be at least another hour or two before this joint is ready to come out. This episode, it'll be out before midnight, but still, you get where I'm coming from. Like, again, doing this heavy on doing everything by myself. So this is my advice. All right, this is my advice. Number one, gotta have a strategy. All right, whatever tools that you have, you gotta have a strategy. If we talking just podcasting, your notes, you should be, whatever your topic is, you know what I'm saying, whether it's real time or it's planned stuff, you should be jotting down notes daily, whether you're writing it down or you're using your notes app or like Notion or something like that, or whatever is on your phone. You should be jotting that shit down. It should not be, if you record uh Thursday night or Sunday night, you should already know what you're gonna do. If you still jotting down notes the day that you're supposed to record, you should just be putting the icing on the cake. Everything else should be done. You should have your paragraphs or your bullet notes. Everything, you should just be wrapping it up. You should not be starting from scratch the day before, because you're gonna miss something. And then you're gonna mess around and be like, oh well, what's something I seen? It was something I seen. It was, no, it's gone, bro. Just skip it. You had all week to get it. You ain't got it. All right. That's number one. You know what I'm saying? Number two, get with like-minded individuals, bro. Heavy on number two, bro. Like, I got pause on that. I got a handful of buddies, man, and we all in the same space, and we able to bounce ideas off each other. We able to back each other up, whether when we need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever I'm running dry, I could hit 2 or 3 people up and be like, man, I'm running dry, bro. What you think about this? Do, and boom, I'm back, and vice versa. Because if you look at some of the biggest podcasters, you look at some of the biggest photographers and videographers, they are not doing it by themselves. They got a team. You know what I'm saying? You can still have your own brand, and they can still have their own brand, and y'all can still do shit together. All right. So heavy on the collaboration, man. You know what I'm saying? And number three, bruh, like, just make sure you know the reason why you doing this. All right. Like, what is your reason? What's your reason why you podcast? What's your reason why you take pictures? You know what I'm saying? Your number one answer better be because you love it. All right. If I ask you why you like podcasting and you don't say you love it, I don't. I mean, it better be your reason. It better be just as good. But if you don't love this shit, you're not gonna last. All right. Podcasting is a slow burn. It's the slowest burn. All right. It's the slowest. You can go out here and you can look at some of the biggest name people out here, I ain't really talking about these celebrities, but you can use them. You know what I'm saying? But I'll use an example. Always like to use Kev on stage when I see an example of someone who, now granted, I wasn't following Kev on stage when he first came out, but I love to hear a story like Kev on stage. If you go to his YouTube, he got a couple of YouTubes, but if you go to his original, man, Kev on stage got YouTube videos and podcasts and stuff. Them shits is like 15 years old, bruh. Another one, this is Nikki's. All right. I follow her. I remember when it was Nikki and Moose, you know what I'm saying? And they was starting out, you know what I'm saying? And now it's just her. And now she be at the podcast summits and she be giving courses, she be dropping gems, and she still go live like shit a couple of times a week. But she been doing that shit years, bruh. So if you not willing to put that time in, bro, just don't waste your time. Kev on stage said, "Are you willing to make 100 episodes that ain't nobody gonna watch or listen to?" 100. That's 100 times that. However you set up your space, or you sit in your closet, or you ride in your car, you put your earphones in, and you got to come up with something to talk about. Can you do that shit 100 times and have no downloads or no views? Because that's what separates, you know what I'm saying, the folks who just doing this shit because it's a trend, to the folks that's here for the long haul. So, and again, I made it 170 episodes, but I didn't really truly understand that meaning. The second biggest mistake I made, we can jump back on me. I'm gonna keep getting on myself tonight because I should have been did this. The second mistake I made was I didn't know when to take a break. Listen, unless you're doing it full time, trying to record every week, once a week, or multiple times a week, it's not sustainable. Unless you ain't got no job and you taken care of, and it's whoever you supporting you saying, "Hey, go ahead and do that shit." But if you got a full time job, this message is for the full time job. I ain't quitting my job. I'm just doing this shit to see what if I can make something shake. Yeah, if you don't know when to take that break, they call it seasons and shit like that. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that shit. I used to go all year. Now my format is I go week 1 NFL to NBA Finals, and NBA Finals ends in June. So that's June to September, no podcast. And if I am podcasting, that's me. That's me just taking that time to have guests and batch recording a bunch of episodes with guests, and then putting them joints out in between episodes. But ain't gonna be no all year round no more, bro. It's not sustainable. I ain't got that much shit to talk about. So, what else? Oh, social media. Let's get back to that, man, bruh. Like, you got to be a social media person. Like, I've ran into quite a few people who want a podcast, right? But they not on social media, or they not on it like that. I'm like, well, how's that possible? Like, how's that gonna work? Like, you have to, and you got to be everywhere. You got to be on Facebook. You got to be on IG. You got to be on fucking Snapchat. You got to be on YouTube. You got to be on Threads. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on TikTok. You got to be on all of these sites because you just never know. Like, for me, I have let me see. I got one Facebook page, and then I got my photography little shit, but I'm probably gonna delete that. Ain't nothing popping on there. I got 2 Instagrams, one personal and one for photography. I got one TikTok, and I got one YouTube, and I got one Threads. Dog. When I go to post a video, depending on what it is, like if I'm just talking into the phone, let's just say I'm just talking into the phone because that's my most common stuff. I literally have to go, boom, post on TikTok, then post on TikTok, then post on Instagram. Then Instagram is linked to Facebook and Threads, so we good there. And then I gotta go post to YouTube. I gotta post all these shits differently. The wording, the hashtags, if hashtags are still a thing, all that shit gotta be different. Sometimes I gotta format it differently. All for TikTok may give me 200 or 300 views. You know what I'm saying? Instagram may give me, maybe 20, 30 likes, a few comments. You know what I'm saying? Facebook probably give me half of that. Hey, Facebook just gonna give me a lot of people looking at it and scrolling. YouTube may fuck around and give me 1,000 views because it'll be a YouTube short. All of that shit is different, dog. It's all different, but you have to do it if you're trying to grow. You gotta post. You gotta post not all the time, but you gotta post quite often. And you got to comment on other people's shit too. So I always say find other like-minded individuals. Now be careful with that. All right. Be careful with defining the like-minded individuals, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to start like gauging your stuff to somebody else's stuff. I know it's easier said than done, but it will happen. You will get on this joint and be like, well, damn, this dude post wasn't even that good, but he got 500 likes for that. Like, man, I said the same shit. Or man, his shit not even in 4K, man. It's in 720p. Dot, 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 dot. Don't do that shit, bro. I'm telling you. Don't do that shit, bro. Don't compare yourself. Rule number 4, don't compare yourself to other people, dog. You are your own person. It's cool if you want to admire somebody, but don't compare yourself and don't ever adjust or mimic what somebody else doing. Be your own person. All right. Your podcast name ain't Bite Off of Them podcast. It's called whatever the fuck you named it podcast. Right? One more thing, man. One more thing, and then I'm gonna head out. All right. Oh, another thing, man. Like as far as when you juggling these, you know what I'm saying? If it's somebody out there that's doing both in the field or somebody else in the media field, running a business, you gotta know how to do that too. That's something that I'm still learning. You gotta know how to run the business, man. You out here trying to get clients, you gotta know how to price yourself. You know what I'm saying? You out here podcasting, you trying to get sponsors and all this. You gotta know how to navigate that stuff, bro. When you get to that point where you can monetize, when you got the numbers, or when you've been doing it for a minute, you got a steady stream, or you got a Patreon, or buy me a coffee or something. You got to know how to set all that shit up, man. You can mess around and be charging people 99 cents a month, and you giving them $20 a month worth of shit, $100 a month worth of exclusive content. You got to be on top of all that, man. Now this is you've been doing it for a minute now. We get into advanced shit. We getting into, now some money is coming in, or it's potentially coming in. You know what I mean? You get ready to monetize on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You blue checking. You already there. So this the other type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So again, got to have people in your corner that's gonna help you out. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it's probably gonna be some free labor. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, your audience. All right. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Your family is not your audience. All right. This is for the people that's new coming in. All right. Not all your family. It's some of your family will be, but all the family you think it's gonna be, they are not your audience. They're gonna be excited for you in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? And once you get to them first 10, they're gonna be, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Once you get about 30, 40, you hit episode 50, you on your own. All right. Your audience is whoever you bring in. Do not depend on even a person that you see every day, your best friend. You know what I'm saying? Your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. They are not your audience, bro. Like your audience is organic. Your audience is the people who don't know you. Your audience is the people whose attention you grab based on your message. All right. It's not your family. I'm only saying this because you don't want to have them unrealistic expectations. And you sitting there like, damn, ma, damn, dad, y'all don't even check my shit out. Like, what's good? And they're gonna be like, well, I mean, shit. I mean, they got lives. So it's not your audience. All right. And the last thing, I keep saying it's the last thing, but maybe this will be the last one. Numbers, the analytics. All right. Do not get twisted around about the analytics, bro. This goes back to what I said about what Kevin on stage said. Can you make 100 episodes that nobody gonna watch? All right. For a long period of time, I had episode. Man, I think the most views I had ever got on just audio. This was Spotify, Google, Apple Music, Amazon, whatever. The most views I probably ever got, or downloads they call it. Audio is downloads, video is views. The most downloads I ever got was probably, it was less than 100. I tell you that. 4+ years, and I had less than 100 downloads on probably one of the best episodes I had ever made. On the video side, I think I probably had. I think I may have cracked 1,000 views a couple of times on some. But again, this is 170 videos. So you see what I'm saying? See how the math ain't mathing? And honestly, that's what crushed me. Because I was like, damn, like I feel like I'm doing this for nothing. I'm talking to myself. Just like I'm sitting in a room right now talking to myself. Well, talking to y'all, but really talking to myself. You cannot let that shit deter you, man. Like As long as you know that this is the long haul, there is no quick way to get there. I don't care what person DM you on Instagram and say, "Oh, I can optimize your page and I can get you this and I can get you that," or these little agency companies that say they can get you there. The only thing gonna get you there is time and effort. Your success is only as good as your effort, bro. I'm telling you that now. So you giving it 110% every week or every other week or every month or however you do it, you know what I'm saying? You continue to improve your stuff, but you don't stress yourself out, you don't mentally drain yourself. You can make it. We can make it. You know what I'm saying? This I'm saying this, I'm speaking this because I'm right here with you. This is only episode 11. As far as I'm concerned, them other 170 episodes is gone. I can't, you know what I mean? They still on YouTube, but like as far as like audio and all that, they don't exist. You know what I'm saying? And to me, this is just me. You know what I'm saying? Take it or leave it. If your podcast don't got an RSS feed, it's not a podcast. It's a YouTube show. Let me take a sip of water on that. If I can't go to any outlet where it plays podcasts, which is just audio, and I can't find your podcast, it's not a podcast. It's a YouTube show. And that's perfectly fine. But stop calling it a podcast, though. I know this is controversial. I know some people would like to go back and forth, but hey, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you. I mean, I'm a vet, so I got enough time. I think I can say it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's a lot more shit that I can put it out there, but I feel like I gave y'all enough to number one, just point you in the right direction, set you up for success as best as I know, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I should make a fucking course. But and also just, being honest with y'all, being transparent. I take pride in being honest and taking accountability, you know what I'm saying, for my platform and for my audience because, y'all mean a lot to me. Like I'm doing this for me, but I also do it for y'all. You know what I mean? So I always say I appreciate it, man. And I always say, if you felt like this any part of this conversation resonated with you or somebody I always say, hey, send it to somebody or share it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll do better at making clips. You know what I'm saying? I definitely interact. I respond to them comments, good or bad. You want to go back and forth with me? We can go back and forth. If you want to say what's up, it's all good. But that's just me, man. That's just me in a nutshell. So again, I appreciate it, man. It's 9:36. I got some editing I need to do. So again, if you like what you heard, man, please show brother some love, man. And you listening to the Captain's Law podcast. I'll see y'all next week. Captain out.